In this session, I'd like to describe how we make a platform mount. A platform mount is attached to the back of a window mat, so a window mat is necessary to use a platform mount. A window mat is a good idea in picture framing anyway. A mat serves three purposes. The first purpose of a mat is to provide a space between the glass and the artwork, because glass is a poor insulator, and if moisture were to condense on the inside of the glass and soak into the paper in direct contact, that would be a problem. So the mat provides a separation of the art from the glass. The second purpose of a mat is to coordinate color. You can emphasize or de-emphasize colors in the artwork or help to coordinate the artwork in a room setting. The third purpose of a mat is to visually isolate the artwork. It provides a background and it provides visual emphasis. You can turn a very small picture like this into a focal point in a room by using a wide mat of the proper color to focus attention to the artwork. If you choose the right colors, it won't distract or overpower the artwork, but rather it will focus attention to the art. It provides a neutral background for the art. So those are the three purposes of a mat. And now we've already cut this window mat with standard bevel edges, and there is about a 2 millimeter overlap of the mat on the edges of our artwork here. So now I will cut the platform mat. I'll show you how this works. I have already made my lines lightly in pencil on the back of this to cut the window opening for the platform. And it's necessary for the platform opening to have straight sides, not beveled like a mat for the window. These have straight sides like the perimeter of the mat. And these lines are spaced so that we have at least 1/2 of 1% larger dimensions than the artwork. We need to have an allowance in these dimensions for expansion of the art. If the artwork will be contained within the edges of this mat that I cut. And if we don't have room for the art to expand, it could buckle or wrinkle. So we must allow for expansion. 1/2 of 1% is about the minimum that we should use. Okay, now let's cut it. Now, this is the platform which holds the art in the mount. And we want to index this, so I'll make an X in the corner like this. You may notice that I have overcuts on these corners. The overcuts are not a problem on the back of the mat. Of course, on a window mat, that's unacceptable. But this won't ever be seen. It's glued to the back of the mat. Now we'll clear the machine out of the way and I'll show you how a platform mat is assembled. Now that we have our window mat cut and our platform mat, we can assemble the mount. The platform is the fallout from the platform mount. Now remember, this is cut with straight sides, not beveled but straight, like the perimeter. So we want to fix this in here using hinges of linen tape. But we want to elevate this out of the mat by about the thickness of the paper or more, because when we close this, we don't want it to push too hard on the picture. We want to elevate this a little bit. So the easy way to do that is to use thick, heavy tape like this linen tape. And what we'll do is place 2 layers of the tape on the mat like this. That's 2 layers. Okay, and that more than equals the thickness of the paper. And now we will apply a third piece of tape to create a hinge. And burnish to be sure you have a good bond. Okay, now we can see we have a platform window with the platform in place. Now the next step is to attach this to the back of the window mat. Now keep in mind that the window mat perimeter is slightly smaller than the artwork to provide about a 2 millimeter overlap. But this window is larger than the artwork to allow for expansion and contraction. It's larger by at least 0.5%. Okay? So we'll attach these two layers of mat together using tape. It's important, very important, to have a very strong bond all the way around on the two mat layers. Because if there was any chance that the two mats could separate, then the artwork could fall between the layers, and that would be a problem. So we want to attach these securely together. Okay. All right. There we go. Now, this is pressure-sensitive tape. The operative word here is pressure. We could use a burnishing bone to increase the tension, to activate the pressure, to activate the bond, but working through board thickness is rather difficult, but impact works as well. Whatever it takes to activate the bond. Now, we can open this and you see we have a small well or space the artwork can fit into. So we'll put the artwork in place. And it has room to expand and contract. It moves in there, or it can. We close the platform, and there's our finished mount. See? Now, this is very handy for documents, letters, photographs, any sort of smooth paper item that has straight edges, up to about 60 centimeters square. And what's really nice about this is that you can put it into the frame, and if the document needs to be replaced later, for example, if you want to frame a certificate or a license that has to be renewed and replaced, it's easy to open the frame, remove the frame package, open the platform, remove the paper, put the new document in place, reclose the platform, put it back into the frame, close it up, and you're done. This is perfect for document frames. If you sell document frames that a customer could take home and put their own documents into, this works very well for that. If you use flexible fitting points on the back or turn buttons, this is an excellent way to retain paper without using any adhesive of any kind. There's a low risk to using a platform mount too, because there's no change to the artwork at all. Again, the main things to remember are, number one, you must accommodate the expansion and contraction of the art paper by increasing the size of this window by at least 0.5% larger than the artwork. In this case, it's about 1 millimeter or 1.5 millimeters. Also, you need to elevate the platform out of the mat by at least the thickness of the paper that you're mounting, so that it doesn't get too much pressure after the assembly. And there you have the platform mount.